Well, for generations, society has taught men to man up and hide their emotions. But we know that that can have a big impact on mental health. And as Men's Health Month nearly comes to an end, in today's Wellness Wednesday, we are talking all about the impact of unexpressed emotions and how it can lead to burnout and chronic stress in men. And joining us now with more on this topic is Kian Dalton, a breathwork facilitator and co-owner of the Stretch Space in Kitsilano. Good morning to you, and thanks so much for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, I know that you have a really interesting background. You're a former professional boxer. You've now moved over into the healing space as a breathwork facilitator. How did you make that transition?
Yeah, it was a bit of a drastic change. I guess I was, when I stopped boxing, I missed that outlet of moving energy in a big way. And that led me to healing work, and breathwork surprisingly filled some of that gap. And it was another way to move energy in the body.
Absolutely. And so you work a lot with men. And, you know, when it comes to this topic of unexpressed emotions, what do you notice in the clients that you're working with?
Yeah, I think two things. One is the classic bottling it up, and it ends up turning inward into all kinds of ailments. And the other is maybe newer, is on the flip side of like over compensating and sharing too much everywhere.
Interesting. And so how does breathwork work into this? And I guess how can it help one identify that you need a bit of healing or that you need to go inwards? And I guess how can it help people move that energy, as you just said?
Yeah, it's a way to connect to the body, and it's a way to move energy in the body. Breath is the first thing we do in life. We inhale to start life. And so breath is just a way to move energy in the body. And we tend to hold our breath a lot. And that's one way we contain energy. The little kids show us how to move energy. Toddlers move, they make sound, and we tend to contain things. So breath is the first place we can start to circulate that again.
Yeah, and when you don't express that energy, one thing you say, if you don't express it, you'll suppress it. So what is that impact of those suppressed emotions? How does it manifest in everyday life, maybe for some of the people you work with?
Yeah, it just shuts down a part of ourself. I think for men, it's not that common to sit around talking about our feelings, but we love to move energy and we like to do things. So moving energy through activities is motion, and energy in motion is emotion. So sometimes men can be intimidated by the word emotions, but really we're just moving energy. So we need to get out there, do something intense. I love boxing, martial arts. Freezing cold water, these things can really help to fire us up, and that's kind of what we're wired for.
Yeah, we know cold water therapy is like a really big trend these days, but explain to us what it actually does at the core level and how it can help you.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing it does, it intentionally stresses the body. So rather than just avoiding stress, we're intentionally going into the stress. And I think this resonates with men in particular. And we activate the fight-flight system. And within that space, we learn to regulate and to become better at adapting to stress rather than just avoiding stress, which is kind of impossible.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I understand you're also writing a book, Fight to Heal. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, the book, I'm hoping to have it out in September or the fall. It's about fight energy as a way to activate and become more alive. And so the nervous system has our fight-flight systems, our rest and digest, but fight tends to be kind of exiled in healing spaces, like it's something to get rid of. And I'm trying to portray that it's something to channel, and actually it can be very, very healing when used in a healthy way.
Yeah, in a healthy way. So I guess what would you say to people who maybe might identify with what you're saying right now, maybe thinking about, hey, I probably have a lot of suppressed emotions that I need to kind of get out. What are some of the steps that they can take, or what's a good way to start that journey?
Yeah, movement for sure, just getting up and moving more. I think we can think about things a lot and try to talk our way out of problems, but sometimes hitting a heavy bag is a great way to move some energy. Breath work as well. There's a lot of tools out there, but starting with moving the body.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Kian, for joining us, and good luck with the rest of your book.
Thank you very much.